Hello, this is Jerry. I'm retaking this video because my dog just lost his shit and started barking a lot. So, it is what it is. So, I'm saving you guys that annoying barking. One of the things about having a home office. So, the day is February 2nd, 2024. This should be video 12. And I said in my past videos that when I do a video, it's going to be something I'm currently working on, real life time. It isn't just something I did in the past all the time or what I heard from Joe Blow, Smoke-a-mo, whatever's theory. This is real life stuff. So when you have this is going to be a little funky, not really, but I mean, what I'm going to be saying really affects design build projects. Okay. Now, if it's a not design build project, it's going to affect you too in this current matrix we're in. While we're in this continuity of government situation, materials for the last going on 4 years have been just delayed. And like I said in my past videos, I'll just use the generators because they're one of the worst ones. I used to get 12, 14, 16 weeks. Now it's taking, big ones are taking me a year and a half. I got the quotes to prove it. I got the POs to prove it. So, and that goes for pumps, controls. That goes for a lot of, stuff. We're in this material matrix and it's really weird. At the same time, prices have been just going up. Okay. I haven't seen any go down. Still, as soon as I see materials go down, I'll be doing a video right away. So anyway, in this material crisis we're in, we're all being affected by this, whether you do design build or you're doing the open bid market. Okay. So I'll use open bid market, for example. Currently, right now, if you bid a job, let's say, I'm just going to make some shit up, January 1st, you landed the job, you went through the bidding process, they opened the bids, you got the job, they got their complaint time, for protesting, and then you got to wait for the cities, the county, the states to have their whatever board meetings and blah, 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 and they finally, a month later, issue all the stuff, you get your bonds going. It might be a month and a half before you actually sign the contract. Hell, it might be 2 months before you even sign the contract. Well, you sign the contract, theoretically, that's when you should start bugging your vendors and your suppliers and your subcontractors for submittals. Okay. Well, on their quotes that they did 2 months ago when you're bidding the job, it says price is only good for 14 days, 21 days, 30 days, 60. Well, I haven't seen any 60 days the last 3 or 4 years, but it used to in the good old days. Now they're usually a month or less. Okay. And it's because everywhere they're getting their materials is going up. Nobody can hold their prices for very long, especially for stuff coming overseas. And our also workforce at home has been, what we build here has been demolished. So with that said, having a good bidding program is priceless. Now, I personally told you in the past videos, I use ACS Heavy Bid. It's the one I like. My brain functions with it well. I've used Bid to Win before a couple different times. Bid to Win was a fantastic program. You played around with Hard Dollar a little bit. I've also built my own kind of spreadsheets, my own bidding stuff, So, I mean, I don't keep track of the bidding software anymore. I'm sure there's a million out there, and I'm sure there's some great ones out there. So I'm just telling you what I use. And I don't want any salespeople calling me, so fuck off. Anyway, but pardon my French. So the thing about the bidding software, like Bid to Win has this too, but HCSS has a thing for your notes. So if you're bidding open market, sometimes they're lump sum. Sometimes engineers and customers get lazy and they take a big project and they just do lump sum, which is just terrible. But a lot of times they'll provide a bid form. MOB, erosion control, traffic protection and direction. TPDT. Demo. Clearing and grubbing. Pipe. Whatever it is. Sometimes lineal length. Asphalt. Usually ton. Sometimes square yard, square footage. Aggregate base, usually tonnage, but sometimes cubic yard. They'll have a generic bid form they put together that we all bid to. Doesn't mean their quantities are always right, but you have a bid form. Well, you enter that bid form in your bidding program, and that's what you work with. Okay, everybody's got to work with that. Who's bidding the job? Well, in this crisis we're in, material crisis, we basically are seeing quotes that are not good for more than 30 days. So you land a job, and let's say it's up to 2 months before you get a contract, and then you start getting the submittals. Well, you see prices going up. Well, that's when having a good bidding software is awesome, because you can go in to notes and be like, on this date is when I put this quote in. Let's say it's before the bid date, obviously. I have a new quote for, let's say it went up $5,000, revising this bid item. And you put a note the day you did it, timestamp it, any other comments you want to put in there, and it helps keep track of your thoughts in your brain. It's priceless. I mean, it really is. I use it. I used it the last 2 weeks on repricing another project. I'm currently repricing a design build project, which, hold on, I'll go to design build here in a minute. Let me finish up the normal way things are being bid now. As these increases happen, you can make these notes and keep your bid live and keep this story in your head perfectly. That's a good thing about a bidding software. Now, moving over to design build projects, you're pretty much going to have to do this, because a lot of times the design build projects, they put them out to bid and or RFP, and they don't require a price, at least in my reality. Okay. But I still give a budget. I look at the concept and I put together a design in my head, and then I will create my own bid form, and I'll at least give a budget. Now, as we go land the job and go through the design and things change and all this shit, then basically I change my bid form by usually adding new bid items. A good example, this one over at the coast, we landed it 2 years ago. Now, if it wasn't for this material crisis, we'd be done with the job. We had DQ approval and all the approvals within 9 months. Amazingly. After landing wet ink to approval, 9-10 months. Bingo, bingo. We already got out of the 3 phases, 1 being the pump station, 2 being over 1,000 feet of force main, 6-inch, some of it bursting, some of it directional boring, some of it open trenching. Then phase 3 is the beach access, rip wrap, basically a damn boat ramp. We basically ordered all the materials, and I started in December of 2022 and was ordering materials all through January, February, March, and April of 2023. We just got the generator for the pump station like literally a month ago. I said that in a past video. My partner was delivering it to the coast actually that day, before Christmas. So materials are taking forever. Well, as this project was being designed and costed, materials were skyrocketing. And if you guys are in this line of work, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So by the time I was able to give, the design was done, and I was able to give the actual bid for phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 3 was still being held up by Oregon Parks. That's a different story. But on phase 1 and 2, by the time I got the design got approved and I recosted it, everything went up. Rock, trucking, generators, pumps, control panels, electrical subcontractors, steel, aluminum. I mean, everything went up. I recosted those 2 phases probably 3 times. And having a bidding software to where I could go in there and make notes, hey, this bid item is based off of this timestamp. We have new quotes, they went up, inputting, I put in my notes, I inputted them on this day. Here's some other notes of comments I made. It keeps my brain in a linear path from start to where I'm at today. It's priceless. If you work for a company that has one of those bidding programs or one I never heard of, utilize those notes. Take advantage of it, because whether you're doing design build, you're going to have to, because quotes are going to be changing. And the last 3 to 4 years, everything's went up. I haven't seen anything go down. As soon as I do, I'll do a video on it and let you all know on my end. But with that said, having good software, keeping notes. I mean, even if I have something pop in my head and I have an email, it's a new quote, and I know I'm not going to get to it till Monday and the weekend's coming, I'll write it up on my board. I'll write it on my yellow piece of paper right here. Hey, Monday morning, go into the bidding program, update everything. Okay. I just updated another pump station at the coast, a different one. It's about if you take engineering and everything else that goes with it, about 1.2 million. Okay. I've priced it twice. And just yesterday, I got the customer the brand new cost, bid, if you want to call it a bid, or cost for the project based off of final design. We landed that job, I think, in May when we signed contracts, and we had full-on design over a month ago from DQ. A couple comments they had, but nothing important. We had everything pretty much wrapped up in that short time frame from zero to finish. I recosted everything, and even got submittals coming. Already got some of them, and it's February. Actually had this in January. So having a good software is priceless. Especially in these weird times when materials are just all over the board and lead times are all over the board. So, and you're at the mercy on design build to getting things approved by different agencies that are holding up things. So prices change. If it's not a design build project, you're still in the same material stupidity I'm in. So you're going to see from when you bid a job to when you actually sign the contract and you actually get the submittals coming, there's a good chance you're going to see material increase on your materials. And it's good to be able to keep track of that because you're going to have to show your customer, hey, when I bid this job and won the job, crushed rock was at the pit $11.50 a ton, $12 a ton, whatever. And here's their email. They just raised it 75 cents a ton. This is spec rock. It's got the closest haul time. You need to approve this change order or this additional cost. Okay. Same thing with asphalt and everything else. It's keeping track of day one on costing a project to when you're building it, or to, I'd say done. You should have this done before the project's done, but you should keep your customer informed. I send them all my quotes, timestamped in emails, so there's no argument. Okay. But the basis of this video that I'm currently doing right now is having a good software, whatever it is you like, and having those capabilities to put notes in, comments in as your job is changing. It's a living document. It's a living book. It's going to be changing when we're in these weird times. Now, before 2020, back to almost the last recession in 08, 9, 10, 11, there was a time gap. Things didn't change that much. They, a little bit here and there, but things, I had jobs that I was bidding that the same pumps, the same generator, the same controls, the same whatever was dang near the same cost it was last year when I got a price from them. So, but we're in weird times. So keep track of your thoughts, keep track of your notes. Use a good bidding program. If you work for a company that has one, exercise it. If you work for yourself and you've still been doing things old school, which I've done too, gets the job done. But if you can purchase a good software that, some people like Apple, some like Droids, whatever fits good for you, get it, use it. They have seminars on them. I've been to a couple in the past. It'll save you in the long run. It'll save you a ton of time, which time equals energy, which also equals money. So anyway, have a wonderful and blessed day. Do something good for humanity. If not, do something good for you and your family. Take care.